Cool. I am starting to stream again, and I've been testing Gemini 3, Antigravity, and it's really quite good. Um, I have been using it to build a few things, and I really like the things that they changed because they're now doing a lot of similar things to what we were kind of doing before, but they built it into the this agent manager, and it's also cool because you can have a lot of parallel ones running at the same time. But it's really built in the same process that we were doing before, which is like you have a implementation plan, and then you go through and you correct. You can leave comments, and then you just keep iterating on the plan, and then you click proceed and to the execution part. And this is it's a nice workflow. Um, for me, um, I wanted to build something because basically I'm trying to get every morning I subscribe to these things where I can get like data, like financial data, um, computer science stuff. And the problem is like it's giving me a lot of. I have no way of curating what I'm getting. So I was thinking it'd be really cool if there's some service where you can just basically like say what you care about, and it will build some scripts, and you can like validate it. And then every morning, you get an email or something like this. Because it's just it would be really nice to curate. And also, I've noticed something specialized financial data, so that way you don't have to have multiple. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about working on. I will probably, um, I guess I should probably check that this stream is running because it's been a while since I streamed. So 1 second, real quick. But I'm gonna work on some of the other stuff too. Um, like that, we left off on that animation thing, and as well as the cool. It looks like it's running. Nice. Um, so the animation thing, as well as the like making music videos. I checked out the recent Suno 5.0, and it's pretty good. Although I tried to like plug in audio, and that was not so good. So I think it's still. I have seen recently there's been some AI music that's gotten really popular. I think it was on TikTok or something. My girlfriend told me that. Um, so I think that's kind of interesting. I've been generating some songs. I'll play some of it. I remember I tried to get some grunge music, and I finally got some decent things. But yeah, so my general idea here is for how I'm going to get to this. Hold on, I'm gonna turn down the music a little bit. My process, I'm gonna start with just like kind of general backtesting is basically looking at historical stock market data, and then you kind of like I wanted to make it so I can answer a lot of different types of questions, and then once I've done that, then I can um, basically what it needs a bunch of different data feeds to answer the questions. But I'm just gonna start with stock market data first, and then I'll kind of expand it. Is what I was thinking, and eventually it'll be like some sort of website or something. But at the beginning, it's just going to be scripts to start. I think I'm gonna pause the music for now. Okay. Maybe well, as we get into it, I'll play music. At the beginning, it's kind of distracting. Okay, but anyways, yeah, so you can run you basically start conversations for each of your projects, and it will start editing code. And then when you want to actually go into the code, you open the editor. And I guess I should explain that this is Google's recent release, in case anyone. Um, and I think it's made by the Windsurf people. So far, like I said, I think they've done a really good job. Like I really like how they've segmented it. It's still like a VS Code fork, but it makes a lot of sense with the general process of like how you'd want to build. So okay, so I think I reviewed this already, but I think basically I'm probably going to need some API key for the Y finance. Maybe not though. We'll see. Not really sure. Overall though, for me, Gemini 3 has been a huge improvement compared to the prior models. So I've tried building a few things already, and actually I can show you maybe what I built here. And it was very quick. I feel like everything from design to just how easily it's fixing bugs, that process has been much faster. Usually it would be like, okay, I noticed the bug, I have to plug it back in, but it's running it, it's finding that there's bugs, and at least in the beginning stages, that's going a lot quicker. Okay, so it's a little buggy at the moment because I was trying to add a bunch of stuff at the same time, but it's going to be something like this, where you plug in this part here. I'm working on at the moment, but so you just plug in some, some stock or something, and it's going to do a lot of different types of analysis. And there is stuff out there like this, but I'm kind of thinking making it a lot more custom. Like you can put in your own sort of investment philosophy or something, and then it can specialize it to you. But ultimately, this first thing was just I was just testing Gemini 3, so um, it's not very sophisticated or anything. And it usually takes a while because I'm sending it to the thinking model, so it's doing a lot of stuff. I wanted to. Oh, here it is. I guess it finished. But yeah, right now it's doing all this. You can, like, let's say you're wondering, hey, like a future stock price, you're wondering what it would require to get there, and it will tell you like the assumptions of like how much it would have to grow and the profitability and all that stuff. And so um, it generated this very quickly. So I haven't really, in maybe an hour, I haven't really played around with it too much, but that was something I did yesterday. I'll show it once it finishes thinking there. But I remember when we were streaming before, like there was a lot of times where we're just like waiting for things to load. So that's the one nice thing about this agent manager is like, especially once you get in the groove, you can just be asking questions, all your different code bases, building a lot of stuff simultaneously. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun, but I'm a little rusty, so. Um, So yeah, every time it finishes implementing, it gives you this walkthrough. And this is, okay, another important thing about this, how they've built this IDE, they've made it a lot more beginner friendly. Every single time it does something that requires anything, whether some small code changes or changing like environment variables or things like this, it tells you exactly what you need to do. So there's just a lot less like back and forth of like, oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh, what does this do? Well, every single time every single time that you need to do something, it gives you this. So it's nice. Um, Especially in the beginning, like if you're building a prototype, like you're just trying to maybe test something, like maybe you're trying to scrape a website, whatever you're trying to do, something simple. I think a beginner is going to have a really good time doing that because it just tells you everything you need to do. Let me check the scrape a website, what else? Oh, hey, Cybrax, sorry. Kind of getting the groove of checking the messages. What happened to your pirate ship game? Definitely, I paused on that. But I was thinking with Gemini 3, with the improvement here, I am curious, very curious to see basically what was happening with the ship game is it required a ton of work. Like I spent a month on it, like probably 200 hours, maybe 300 hours working on it. And I just didn't really see the progress. I know making games is really hard, but like I wasn't really willing to spend like years to work on this thing. But I am curious with Gemini 3, how much faster some of the stuff would go. The problem with working on a game like that is just so many bugs and so much performance stuff. Just, you know, and oh, another important thing about Gemini 3 and this IDE, it's fixed a lot of the problems that I was running into on prior models. So what would happen before is, it's just not very good at segmenting things into a good code base, right? Like you add a feature, you make a new file, you have decent architecture, right? In the past, the other models, I really had to specify this is how you should do it, to keep it maintainable, not make files like 2,000 lines long that are just kind of like a bunch of different stuff scrambled together. So that required a lot of, I was still doing the high level, but I've noticed, especially working in Gemini 3, it's very good at understanding how to keep. Granted, I haven't really tried it with the huge code bases yet, right? Just sort of smaller ones, but even if we try it with the game, which is I think like 150,000 lines of code, um, I think that would be a good test, and I'll probably do that with the next few days of like how well compared to the other. But I already know it's really good because it's doing way more um, maintainable things like creating new files, and I really like it. Anyways, Gemini 3 is the most interesting game dev model. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm with you. I think it'll be really interesting, and that's partly why I'm streaming again. Like I kind of thought that there would be like this huge plateau. I was expecting there'd be a plateau with the models, but I think because of Google's like TPUs or something, it was much cheaper to for them something along these lines that gave them an advantage because their new model is like way better than the other stuff. So I think it's pretty interesting. Um, and I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun. There's gonna be a lot of things to build, and I have a lot of ideas. Obviously, it does make it easier for everybody to build, but I think if you're willing to put in the work, and especially in the beginning stages here, you can probably build some stuff that people might pay for, maybe, because it still requires some effort. Probably, you probably needs still put in, but people probably won't realize that they can build, especially if people aren't really in the loop on what's going on, at least for some time. I mean, I have this inflation calculator app on the App Store, and it's making money even though it's like this. It's not making a lot of money, but it's making a little bit of money even though like it's extremely simple nowadays to make. Right? You just like it's there's definitely some opportunities, I think. Um, anyways, so uh, let's test out this script here. Right? You just like I think it's using. Did it load in the Y Finance stuff? Did I guess I'm a little bit confused. Don't I need like an API key or something? Maybe not. So okay, I'm gonna run this, and how do I switch between easily these two things? It's kind of annoying. Okay. Wow. Okay, so it already worked. I had a bunch of questions. Like for example, right, this month the returns on the stock market are negative. So 1 month later, 1%, 3 months. I wonder if these are accurate. I'm probably gonna double check. So price to earnings, interesting. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna ask for a list of questions, and I also want to know if this is real. Like, is this actually working? Okay, give me a list of questions to ask to also give me yearly for the ones longer than 1 year. Also, can you double check this? Oh, right, I forgot. I have a whisper flow, so I'm gonna use that instead. What did I set the hotkey to? Is it this one? Double check this data. Nice. Okay. I haven't used that in a while, but it's literally 50% faster to just do that. So. I'm kind of happy no one's watching in some ways. Cool. Give me a list of... Cool. So we got our implementation plan here. So I guess this is the way to quickly skip back and forth, just like this. I have noticed a very good attention to detail. Like everything that I thought would be nice, it's like there somewhere. The detail, like... Also, another thing that Gemini 3 I've used it to do is you can do kind of interesting things where you build schedules for yourself and kind of plan out your life, and you can do that in here. So it's like you can ask it questions, create a bunch of documents, get like different perspectives on like what you want to do with your life. For example, I did like Socrates looking at my schedule, you know, a risk analysis. You know, you just get like a bunch of different types of documents, and then you can just think about what you want to do. Like, so it's not just code. I feel like it's more of just any type of process when you're where you're thinking. I think it's better to use it here than go into Gemini because you know you need to ask it a lot of questions. It'd take way longer if I just went into the Chrome version of if I just went to the website. I think it's much faster to use the IDE for anything, really, not just coding. Building Excel documents, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to run this script again. And I think I'm going to create a UI for it too. Okay, after I kind of validate it. Wait, how can I make it so it's 4%? I'm going to create a UI for this because I don't really enjoy reading this. So I'm going to create this as a website, and this will just be like the back end or something. Let me think, actually. Okay, well, also I'm wondering, how does this even work? There's no API key. So I'm going to change this instead of planning to fast. Is this just a library that has all the stock market data? How accurate is it? For free? Wow. Huh. That's pretty cool. $2,000 requests per hour. Cool. All right, so let's create a front end for this. I want you to use Flask. And okay, I'll switch this over to the planning one. I guess one thing I kind of want to know is like, okay, what would be the ideal thing? Because I'm thinking it's people can customize it, right? Really customizable news feeds. So for financial data, it would be really cool if people can just put in what they want. It builds the scripts. You validate the scripts, and then every morning you're getting all that statistics that you ask for. So after it builds the front end, I'm going to do that. And then we're going to start doing all types of data. So this is just one type of data, but it could be maybe jobs data. Well, that's also economic, but maybe just news. I mean, we could ingest like a news feed, and you're filtering the news feed based on what you care about. Maybe you put in like a list of questions. Or it's just like something you describe naturally, right? Because usually you go through this process on websites where it's like you select, like you have to go through this whole UI process of selecting like topics. But imagine you can be really specific, like you're putting it literally exactly what you want. And I think that's something I would use. I'm not sure if other people would use it, but I think it maybe people would. Okay, so let's look at this. I imagine looks good. Also, one thing I've noticed about this IDE is I went into the browser and I looked at the extension, and only 200. Oh, okay, never mind. Since yesterday. Okay, so when I first checked this, it said only 200 people had installed this extension. So I was like, holy crap, like no one's using this. But now it's 200,000. So that's a lot better. Maybe there was just a delay. So I imagine the extension, it can like grab maybe errors from the developer console or something like this. I haven't tested that yet though. And something that's really nice is anytime it finishes, it just runs it runs the build automatically and corrects the errors. That saves a lot of time, because in the past it was me running it. I find the errors in the console, I feed it back, and just doing that every time, that's probably 20 seconds, 30 seconds. It just adds up though, just over time. So the fact that it's fixing it automatically is kind of nice. Okay. Latest Next.js, please upgrade, let me know. Okay, I will upgrade. Let's see, does it give me like a command to run? Curious. Yeah, it's fine. I'll just let it do an older version. I don't really care too much at the moment because I'm just testing. I'll make this a repo real quick. This is soon though. Let's see, what do we call this? Data feeds. I'll just keep it public. I noticed also, like, we used to work on this animation thing with rigging. The open source thing that we were using got a lot of updates from that guy. So that might be a cool thing to add. Let's see why. Remote origin already exists. Hey, what is going on? Okay, what is this? Never seen that before. to commit. Strange. Oh, setup. That's cool. I already did this though. Oh, right. It already finished, so I can see if it worked. Okay. I have to go and see here because it's not running yet. It always gives me stuff in the walkthrough. Okay, so I gave a very simple UI, which is, let's see what it looks like. Okay, so that just means the integration between here and the, let's see if the script is running. I think it might not be, which is probably the issue. Look at the walkthrough real quick. I don't see a app dot. Oh, I see. It created a new. That's fine. Already in use. Oh, that means it already ran it. I'll use 5,000. Well, we can always kill it, I guess. Well, if it's already running, then that means there's just some problem. Yeah, okay, that's just a course, so I think it's probably easily fixable. Where else is it playing? Oh, over here. Because it's probably like, maybe we allowed localhost 3000 and not 2003. But I think I maybe hit some quota limit or something. Whole world quiet, but the spark's right there. Been cold, been low, been still. Let me test over here. Test. But something out there about to bend that will. I can feel it coming up. Something shifting in the dark. Test. Ain't no map, ain't no plan, but I know it's in my weird. Let me update. Maybe that's the issue. Phone dry, still I'm on alert. Something's coming, child. Just wait. There we go. Eyes open, feel it in the air. Whole world quiet, but the spark's right there. Been cold, been low, been still. Something out there about to bend that will. I can feel it coming up. Something shifting in the dark. Ain't no map,
Ain't no plan, but I know it's in my hands.
Heh. Where's the other one? It's kind of confusing having two.
Something's coming, child. Just wait.
Eyes open, feel it in the air.
Let me think.
Whole world quiet, but the spark's right there. Been cold, been low, been still. So still. But something out there about to bend that will. I can feel it coming up. Something shifting in the dark.
Right, but you have to run source first.
Ain't no plan, but I know it's in my hands. Phone dry, still I'm on alert. Doors closed, but I'm past the hurt. Yeah. Signs hit, but they don't say when. Could be now,
Oh, weird.
yeah,
They
could
didn't
be then.
create a environment. What the fuck? Yeah, there's no vent in this. Oh, that's weird. Interesting. Alright, cool. So, that at least started. Cool. In theory, this will probably work.
Wish I knew it before.
Okay, so now let's plug that into the thing.
Clock ticking, but I'm good with waiting. Sky's been gray, still feel elated. Been on edge, and that edge feel true. Not yet, but it's breaking through. I can feel it coming up. Something shifting in the dark. Ain't no map.
Oh, this is cool. Oh, that is really cool. It can take control of the browser and do,
Something's coming, child.
wow, that's cool.
Just wait.
That's integration testing, right? Or what is that?
Feel it in the air. Whole world quiet.
So it's one of the types of testing, but it can do it for me, which is really nice.
Been low, been still.
Let's see, is it still working?
Something out there about to bend that will. Yeah. I can feel it coming up. Something shifting in the dust. Ain't no map,
So I think it's still working.
but I know it's in my head.
I've noticed a lot of times with these songs, the chorus is a lot better than. Like, this is pretty cool, this part of the song.
Phone dry, still I'm on alert. Doors closed, but I'm past the hurt. Signs hit, but they don't say when. Could be now, yeah, could be then. I can feel it coming up.
So let's see what it's doing right now.
Shifting in the dust. Ain't no map, ain't no plan.
Oh, I have to accept this. I see. Okay. This is so cool. They can.
Clock ticking,
Oh, nice.
but I'm good with
Cool.
waiting.
I like that.
Sky's been gray,
This is gonna be a good way to
still
test.
feel elated.
Oh, it's testing everything, I think.
Been on edge, and that edge feel true. Not yet, but it's breaking through.
Well, that's really cool.
I can feel it coming up. Something shifting in the dust. Ain't no
And you know, I've looked. I cannot find anything anywhere that can let me be really specific with the types of queries that I want to check, right? Like you always have to build a script, but it'd be really nice for just people to just be able to very quickly get some statistics on questions that they have. So I have a ton that I want to ask here. So I'm just going to make a giant amount of these just to test and just for my own curiosity. And then once I've done that, then we'll start to generalize it. So people, or maybe we jump right to generalization because then,
no chains can hold this rebel stride.
hold on a second. I want to
The spark ignites where
reduce
dreams
the volume.
collide.
There we go. Okay.
Beneath the stars, I carve my way.
Okay, cool. I think we want like a control, so we know what's the average for any day. So I'm gonna accept all these, and I'm probably gonna commit it. Although I remember the committing wasn't working, fortunately. Not really sure why. Yeah, I don't know what the hell this is. So this is not very good, right? It's okay. But after inflation, that's not very good. Contains a large, oh, I see. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. So did it fix it already? I think it did. So, well, once I click proceed, it will.
No chains can hold this rebel stride.
Let's see, what command is it running there? That, yeah, that's nice. I kind of got myself a little bit of hole. So I committed a bunch of garbage on accident. Gemini 3 says, I'm frustrated. So definitely mimicking the human element of that. Okay, so it's running a logging command. How does it know it didn't work though? Did it run git push or? Okay, well I'm gonna try myself real quick. What's going on here? Git status. Okay, I think I see. So it's gonna fail because it still has all of those extra files Let me see what it thinks. I see. That's smart. That would probably work. I guess the alternative is you just like undo the commits, which is fine as well. Alternative is you just like it's kind of funny reading its thinking. Like, all right, I'm very curious to see if that works. I'm gonna check the, yeah, it worked, okay. I mean, you know, that would have been a very frustrating process. It's obviously completely my fault, but I did it quickly. All right, so anyways, what were we doing? Oh yeah, so we wanted to, the first thing here is what we've built is very simple. Oh my god, I have to simplify my tabs because I don't even know where things are. Okay, so the idea here is we're gonna build a lot of different types of data that you can get. I think the first thing I'm gonna do actually is just have it so the user here can ask a question. And we're just gonna keep it with stock market stuff for now, right? The eventual idea is to generalize it for all types of data. But the first part is just like they can ask any question. It's gonna build a script. And that should probably run. Well, for now, I'm just gonna not worry about like security stuff and things like that. It's just like, okay, it generates a script and it's gonna run it, and then you'll get the results combined with like a control, like what normally happens on any given day, like what you were asking for, what normally happens on any given day. And I think that's what I will do for now. So let's do that. 1 second. I'll put this one over here. All right, so I'm going to go back to the agent manager, and I guess I'll just, every time I create a new feature, maybe create a new conversation. Might help like save a little bit on the context. For the, which is allowing users to ask their own questions. I'm building this for myself at the moment, so I'm really just gonna focus on that, and then afterwards we would think about how to make that in a way that could actually be shipped. Ask their own questions and build scripts. Python with Gemini 3. Oh, yeah, with Gemini 3. So it'll need to connect to the API. So I'm going to put in my environment variables real quick on the other screen so it can do that. well, I'll just let it build and then I'll just leave a gap for me to do that. So that will be, I think I'm not just gonna, I will at least add the reviewing of the code first. It's probably fine actually. I'm not going to. I'm lazy, so build a script that will give the user the answers. Every single statistic that comes up, I'll just use Swiss, should have a control. So basically any given day should have what would normally happen for the 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 1 year, 10 year, 5 year increments, so they can easily see what the results of their backtesting is. So it will still have all of the, like we're going to have a section for in the front end for all of the standard questions that they can ask, and it's just sort of like a button and they press it and then it will, those should also have a control. So make sure to put under the statistics the normal, basically what would happen on any given day normally. And then under that, there'll be like a chat where they can ask their own questions. And that in the back end will be just something that's connecting to Gemini 3, building the Python scripts and running that and then giving the results back to the user on the front end. So it'll be a new endpoint for specifically that kind of generalized question. Obviously, something like this, you need to be very careful with how you ship it to a public, because it's just running random code on your machine, so it's not really that great. But yeah, anyways, this is something that I think, like, while we wait, one thing I haven't tried yet though, although it allows parallel agents, I haven't tried like editing multiple agents editing the same code, or same project's code. I haven't tried that yet. So I guess if we have a series of features that we want to add quickly, I guess maybe you could try that. Okay, so cool. Wait, how does it do this? I will restrict the execution. Interesting. Okay, so it's already thinking about that stuff. No file IO, no network access. Cool. Great. So that's kind of nice. Like, I do think there is some security issues that I've kind of noticed, which is basically it's installing a lot of different libraries, and if you're not paying attention, it might install some just utter garbage that, like, if someone has a nefarious intent, they'll try to create a library that will somehow get injected in here, and that's not great, because you should ideally not just be accepting everything. But the more people do this, the more it's going to be kind of obfuscated. I think maybe what they could do is like have a filter of like, or like some sort of whitelist for libraries. like on literally in the ID itself. Like it would be expansive, but you need to like apply or something. At they'll have all the major libraries. And who knows? Maybe they already do something like that in the background. I just haven't noticed. But to like apply. That's funny. It's using a checkboxes. It's like I've done this, I've done that. I don't know why. I guess that's for me to see what they've done. Doubt it's for itself.
Distant whispers rise up unbound.
Oh, it's making tests. Oh, that's cool.
Feet on fire, I trace the ash. Wild winds howl as echoes crash underneath the full moon.
Okay. So let's test it out. Favorite part. Oh, okay. I might have stopped the back end here. I might have to restart here. Okay, so looks like it has a syntax problem. So I chat here. Okay, that's kind of nice. Like the conversation that I was having in the agent manager comes up here automatically. I don't have to go find it or anything. So I can go to the agent manager, come back to the editor, have the same conversation open. Kind of cool. I think the only thing I don't really like, I kind of don't really want it to be starting it up all the time because it's gonna not stop it. So now it's at 5001 instead. Okay, looks like it didn't add the control like I asked, but that's okay. So let's just use the same question. I think I'll need to add the key real quick though, definitely. So I'm gonna go do that. API key. Where is it? Okay, I'll just ask it to create a file for that. Just leave a space for me to put in the API key. Like one of the reasons I'm building something like this too is I noticed there's like a huge demand for it because I see it on Twitter. There's like all these like huge Twitter accounts posting just like simple data like this, which means that people actually want to see this stuff, but there's no real place to get it. Like you have to build scripts and and that'd be another thing, right? This thing will provide you a bunch of, once we have the data, then it's easy to just make charts. So you just like supply people with all these interesting charts based on, and that's just stock market stuff, right? So there's going to be a lot of different types of data you can do this with. And yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Like every day you just kind of get like a bunch of interesting data, just like those Twitter accounts do. And they don't do it every day. They just do it like every once in a while. And I know like I would use it. So I think that's, let's see, how does this work? I forgot how to do this. Oh, it's over here. Shouldn't it be in the same folder?
Feet on fire, I trace the
Okay.
winds howl as echoes cry. Underneath
It is taking a while. Hold on a second.
full moon.
Okay. I can just do it myself. This is taking too long. Okay, and I'm going to stop it. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in.
Take my hand, we'll dance unbound. Take my hand, we'll dance unbound. Take my hand, we'll dance unbound. ethereal echoes, distant whispers rise up above. Feel the earth feet on fire, I trace the edge. Wild winds howl as echoes crash underneath the full moon. Take my hand, we'll dance unbound. 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 Breathe in, breathe out. Stay close, fade out. No need to name what moves like this. A glance, a pause, a subtle shift. Between the beats, I felt the spark. You left the room without a mark. In the hush, I trace the sound, never loud, but all around. Your rhythm spoke through a still design. I heard it all without a one. In the hush, I trace the sound, never loud, but all around. Your rhythm spoke through a still design. I heard it all without a lie.
I'm back. I have eaten. Or ate. Ate. 1 second. I have to. Okay, there we go.
Exhale deep. Stay me.
I'm getting my API key. I have to find it. Where did I put it? It's probably recents. 1 second.
No need to speak. What moves this way? A touch, a shift, the eyes delay. Within the rest, the spark took flight. You lit the dark without the light.
What the heck? Where is it? This is annoying.
In the hush, I feel the tone.
Okay, I guess I'll go make a new one.
Never sharp, yet fully known. Your rhythm moved through quiet foam. I heard it clear without the noise.
Okay, so I think what happened is if you don't create a new workspace and you just use the playground, then you have to go find where I put the project, and that's what I'm trying to do right now, although it just froze.
Stand tall. Break free.
It is still loading. I might force quit it. Oh, here it is. Warped Providence. It's very religious. What the heck? Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay, so we want to take this, figure out where this is. Oh, warped prominence, not prominence. That makes a little more sense. Weird. Ah, okay, there's the location. Gotcha. Okay. So if I would like to move this somewhere, how do I do it? Oh, whatever. I'll do that later. I'll just get the API key. I just need to get here, so I get the API key. I'll just do that. And then I'll figure out later how to move it somewhere else. Okay, plug that in. Cool. Okay, we're good there. Now let me rerun this. Cool. Yeah, that's one thing that's kind of annoying because it keeps starting it up in the chat. I'm not really sure I wanted to do that. Whatever. Let's see if it worked, because if it has hot reloading or something, that might work. Cool. Let's see what the error is. See, I don't have the console because it started it up in the chat, so I actually can't see the error. It's just a little annoying. Please kill processes to fix this. Like, yeah, I'd say this is the one thing that is probably not. It's a little frustrating. It does that because kind of need to see the console. So I've reached the quota limit for Gemini 3. Can I bypass this somehow? Yeah, maybe in the settings. Let me look in the settings real quick, because if I add my own API key, can I then just use it, or is it limited for everybody? Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think it's limited for every, like, I don't think there's a place for me to add my API key. Okay, well that's fine. I'll just use a 2.5 for now. It's interesting they put cloud before their 2.5. That is kind of interesting. Okay, so we got this error here. All right, and just get the, here we go. Oh yeah, I ran into this error before. It's just you gotta put in the right model. It's outdated. I think it's Pro. Let me look at the other project, because I think that one has it. Oh, that's cool. So we got the hot reloading. I think it's not hard to do, but oh, I don't want to click that because it'll open. Oh, this is the second time this happened with the freezing thing. Obviously, they have probably some things to work on there. Okay. Gemini. Yeah, it's just Gemini 2.5 Pro. It's interesting that keeps trying to correct it. It's that is the right one. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, this always takes a while when you use Pro. I'll maybe try the Flash just to see if I can. Oh, cool. So. Interesting. So after negative November, it's actually a higher mean return. It's not really what I'd expect. I think this should be ordered by, make it bigger. Cool. It's pretty neat. That's another question. I think it would be cool to generate some charts based on the data. So I'm going to ask it, so sure that's the data, but let's ask it to generate charts based on the data. Let me think. I'll do it in Agent Manager. It could be a little tricky, the data. How would you even do that? Like, unless the data is always consistent. I'm not really sure. Because I was thinking about making a chart.
Wild winds howl as echoes crack underneath the floor. Take my hand, we'll dance unbound. Take my hand, we'll dance unbound.
The
Take my hand, we'll dance unbound. Take my hand, we'll dance unbound.
on the front end, like the because we have some preset buttons, like for example, returns after negative November, etc. We want the control to be there too. In other words, like what the average performance is on any given day and the certain time periods. So find where that is and make sure to have that on those two. Oh, that one broke somehow. Well, I mean, one way to test this too is I'm going to make sure the negative November match. So these should match, right? Wait, what does win rate mean? I guess 73% of the time it's up or something like this. Okay. So obviously that gave us different results, which is not really what we want. So what's the difference between one month later? Yeah, I mean, none of these, although it looks like it only found 38 occurrences, whereas the other one found 10,000, right? Which doesn't really make a lot of sense. Because there's only one November a year, so I don't think I think this one's more likely to be correct. Obviously, we're running into the same problem, which is like it's freezing. Although I do like this better, if it keeps freezing, that's gonna kind of be a problem. It's kind of hard to work. I do like that it tests it by itself, though. It's kind of cool. It's like you could honestly just have it run in the background. Like in theory, you could run it on your phone or something. Okay, cool. It added the control. I wonder if it's going to find the bug, because there was a bug where it's on the third one that it's empty now. So I wonder if it's going to figure out, hey, there's another bug we should fix. Oh, I didn't click the third one. I don't know if it can get that one. Because I'm not even sure if it has that, if you can get those statistics. Oh, wow, you can. That's 603. That sounds probably right. $816, so there's just no way that that's right. Right, so this code doesn't make sense, apparently. Oh, I wonder if it's because there's like 816 days within November that are negative. Oh, I get it. Okay. So when the end of November was the last day of November had a negative return. November for the year had a negative return. What was the yearly? What was the return after? In some ways, this is a good test of Gemini 2.5 Pro versus Gemini 3 because Gemini 3 did it correctly. It made the script for first time, and Gemini 2.5 Pro keeps kind of like not really understanding what we're asking. Okay, let's read this code here. See, this is wrong again. I mean, doesn't make sense. There's not 785. 38 sounds right, right? Like 38 negative Novembers. Cool. I think I'm going to probably commit the current code. Oh shit. I want to make sure I don't accidentally commit my environment. I don't think I will, but because I do have a git ignore. Yeah, it just keeps freezing. Annoying. I might switch back to cursor because this is kind of getting hard to work with. Like it, I really like it, but if it keeps freezing, kind of makes it a little challenging.
Distant whispers rise up.
All right, cool. I'm gonna make sure I didn't commit anything I do not want to be seen. Nope, I did not. That's good.
Feet on fire, I trace the edge. Wild winds howl as echoes crest.
Oh, it actually takes screenshots. That's so cool. Wow. It's taking a video of the tests. And the question there is, so that's kind of good to know, right? Good negative Friday. Do we actually have data on there? I don't think so, right? Okay, I see. So every time we're running something, it just freezes the whole everything, freezes the editor, etc. So that makes it kind of hard to do stuff when it's doing that. Time we're running something. Wait, what? This created a CSV. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't want this. This is not real data. I'm deleting that because that's not useful. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, that's why. Gotcha. Where can I get this data? For free. I guess that's one thing we can do for this service that'll make it kind of hard to replicate, is like if we actually just build all this data. Because that kind of takes a bit of work. Okay, cool. Dope. Nice. Yeah, let's download this and just use it. Cool. There's the dividend stuff. What about PE? Interest rate. Real dividends. Nice, there's the PE stuff too. Perfect. Is this right? The heck? That doesn't look right. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, how do I download this? Let's do JSON. No, thank you. I actually like this because I like the idea of having a bunch of our own data that we're going to use for this. The fuck? Go in the thing. There we go. Consumer price index. Yeah, this is a lot of data.
Distant whispers rise up unbound. Feel the air, hear the sound. Feet on fire, I trace the ash. Wild winds howl as echoes crash underneath the full moon.
Okay, cool. Let's try it again. Nice. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool.
Take my hand, we'll dance unbound. Take my hand, we'll dance unbound. Take my hand, we'll dance unbound. Take my hand, we'll dance
Can you create a bunch of these? So basically between PE between 22, 23, between 21, 22, between 20, 21, basically go all the way down to 16 and do it in increments of 1. Have all these be buttons. You can click similar to the other ones.
feet on fire, I trace the ash. Wild winds howl as echoes crash underneath the full moon. Take my hand, we'll dance unbound. Take my hand, we'll dance unbound. Take my hand, we'll dance unbound. Take my hand, we'll dance
Oh, what the heck, bro? Why is it creating a PE to add SCSV? Yeah, I'm gonna switch back to cursor because it just keeps freezing. So. I'm trying to figure out why do you create a new file for this? I know it's not my computer because and nothing else was freezing. So. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to cursor. This is after this is done because this is kind of a not very usable. Okay, finally. Is it deleted? Jesus, man. What is this outline part? Wow. Is it deleted? Okay. Well, I think in its current state it's not very usable, but it is. They have a lot of good ideas, so it'll probably just take a little bit for them to fix how slow it is. Okay, well, I finished the code. I guess I'll test it out. And then I think I'll be done for today. Because since I'm going back to cursor, the title of this stream will not be accurate. But I will be streaming more regularly. Let me see. Fix this stuff, though. Yeah, at the top we put the statistics. It's interesting that 21 to 22 has much higher return, but not 1 year later. Interesting. That's kind of interesting, yeah. So if you're looking for 1 year returns, this range is much better. These tend to be very minimal. That's kind of interesting. It's the S&P. Holy crap. 26. Oh no. That's crazy. Wow. Well, given that, let's go all the way up then. I'll probably commit because it seems to be pretty good. Bro, why is this so slow, dude? I wonder if it has a memory leak or something. It seems to be getting slower. Like my whole computer is freezing. Like, what is it doing right now? What? I'm just typing. And the whole thing's just crashing. Okay, probably gonna end the stream now because I can't really use this IDE very well, but I'll be using cursor